Hi, I'm Vinita and today we are going to make raw vegan Kesar Pista Kulfi. So most recipes that you'd find online are loaded with sugar, they are loaded with other things which are again cooked. But this is going to be completely raw and healthy. So I'm going to run through the ingredients with you. These are pre-soaked cashews, ideally for about 4 to 5 hours. In case you don't have time and you're rushed but you really want to make the kulfi quickly, just put them in hot water for about 15 minutes and they'll be ready to use. We've taken about 400 ml of almond milk, dates, a few slivers of pista and almonds, saffron, cardamom and a pinch of salt. So first thing that we'll do is soak a bit of the saffron in a bit of almond milk just to let the colors release. So we are going to first pre-soak our saffron for a few minutes just so that the colors can release and the flavors too. So just a pinch. If you really like saffron a lot, please add a bit more, no harm. And just a little over a tablespoon would be enough. This almond milk you could either choose to make fresh at home, or if it's not that convenient for you to make it, you can buy ready boxes of almond milk. You could also use coconut milk as a combination with this. As long as your liquid content comes to 400 ml, you're good. So when you add saffron to the milk, the only care that you should take is not to use very hot liquids, like not hot milk, because it doesn't help with the release of colors and it kind of deadens the flavor of the saffron. So just use room temperature milk. Now what we will do is take the soaked cashews and blend them with the dates that we have soaked. Soaking of dates is not essential, but if you soak them and you have a low powered blender, a regular blender, you will find soaked dates make it much easier and it's quicker to blend. Most of you would have a blender like this which will have a dry grinder or a chutney grinder as it is called. So I find the best blend is when you use the smallest one for especially things like nuts and dates, and then we can always transfer it to a bigger one when we add the milk. So here are the cashews and we are adding the soaked dates. I'd like to share a tip. The almond milk that is ready for the recipe, use a bit of that itself to soak the dates. That way you don't throw away the milk and the flavor of the dates stay in the almond milk. Just use as much milk as you need for this to blend comfortably. We'll use all of it in the bigger container. So our cashews and dates have blended into a nice smooth paste. Now you can at this stage check it, and if you feel it's not sweet enough, feel free to add a few more dates. I think this is just right, but if you have little kids who would like it sweeter, add a few more dates. They are great for nutrition and taste. So we are now adding the remaining almond milk that we had kept aside, and the purpose of this step is just to well blend the already blended cashews and dates. So we'll transfer from the smaller container to the big one. If you have a high powered blender, you could do this in one go in one container itself, but most of us have regular mixers like this, which is why I'm showing you this. We've transferred all the blended cashews and dates into the bigger container, and we're just going to give a quick little whiz in the blender. Our almond milk, cashew and dates are now well blended, and now we're just going to add a few other ingredients to this, like our soaked saffron, which is now released its color and flavor in room temperature almond milk, just a pinch of salt, a couple of tablespoons each of slivers of pista and almonds, and a generous pinch of cardamom elaichi powder. All we are going to do now is just stir this in, and our base for the kulfi is ready. What you could also do is cool this as it is and even serve it as kheer or as rabdi. If we want to have it in the frozen form, we are now going to set it in kulfi molds. We are now going to pour the base of the kulfi into kulfi molds. These molds are very easily available at any local market. You could get them in aluminium or in plastic. Please do buy food grade plastic if you use plastic molds. And we are now going to pour the liquid base of the kulfi into the molds. Just do this carefully and don't fill right to the brim, just in case it tilts in your freezer. Just take care that there is enough room for a little bit of tilting. So you don't need a fancy ice cream maker or anything. This is how your setup is. You just pour it in, put it in the freezer, in your deep freezer for about 6 to 8 hours, and they'll be ready to eat. So if you want them for dinner, just make them in the morning. And now these are ready sticks that you get, the candy sticks. We just use one in each mold by piercing it through like this. In case you don't have any molds and you want to be creative, you can even use shot glasses, bowls, anything that you feel would look nice. There's no hard and fast rule. These are just the traditional kulfi molds. Okay, and these little babies are ready to go into the freezer. So our kulfi is ready after about 8 hours of being in the deep freezer. We're just going to put some slivers of almond and pistachio on top. And remember, this is so healthy that you'll not believe, my kids have this for breakfast sometimes because there's nothing bad in it. Remember, all the other recipes which have corn flour, arrowroot, which require you to boil things and which have sugar, obviously don't qualify as healthy raw vegan kulfis. But this one, being super healthy, can be enjoyed anytime by anyone. And please try this out and let us know how it turns out. We'd love to hear your feedback. And for more recipes like these, go on to veganfirst.com. I'm Vinita and we're going to make plant-based cheese.